Good morning, my handsome, beautiful, brilliant pupils. Welcome to Business Studies class. So today in Business Studies, we're going to discuss the elements of financial statements. But before we get into our lesson, I'd like you to imagine that you grow up into a rich man or rich woman. How would people know your worth? How would people know how much money you have? Think of that for a minute. Would it be because of the phone that you own? Or the expensive mansion you built? Or would it be because of your expensive car parked in your garage? What car would it be? Yes, there? A Bugatti? Awesome! Would your relatives be interested in knowing how much money you have? Or could there be other individuals or groups that would be interested in knowing your worth? Yes. Other groups of people or individuals, such as banks, would be interested in knowing your worth. And that is the same for a business. Do you think individuals or different groups of people are interested in knowing the worth of a business, how much money it makes? What do you think? Indeed, other groups of people are interested in knowing how much a business is worth. But how can they determine how much a business is worth? Is it by the phones a business owns, or the car, or the house or houses, or buildings? How can they determine how much a business is worth? In business studies, we will call how much a business is worth the financial position of a business. So this time, let us ask ourselves, how would different groups of people determine the financial position of a business? Excellent. In order to determine the financial position of a business, interested individuals or groups will have to look at the financial statements of a business. The financial statements are a report that will help us determine the financial position of a business. But how do financial statements help us determine the financial position of a business? Think of that for a minute and write your answer on a blank piece of paper. Yes, someone wants to tell us how financial statements determine the financial position of a business. Excellent. The financial statements are made of specific elements that help us determine the financial position of a business. Can anyone give us an example of an element that is found in financial statements? Excellent. 1. Assets. Okay, let us discuss the other elements of the financial statements. 2. Income. 3. Liabilities. 4. Expenses. 5. Equity. So in today's lesson, we have learned that in order to determine the financial position of a business or how much a business is worth, we have to prepare, or a business may have to prepare, financial statements. How do these financial statements help us know the financial position of a business? Well, the financial statements are made of specific elements that help us determine the financial position of that business. And these are the elements: assets, income, liabilities, expenses, and equity. Can you remember the elements of financial statements? Well, you can use this to remember. A for assets, I for income, L for liability, E for equity, another E for expenses. Would you like to know the meaning or definition of those elements of financial statements? What are assets? Or what is income? What are liabilities? What are expenses? What is equity? Well, to find out more about the elements of financial statements, subscribe to Z Online School.